Hey everyone, good morning, welcome to my vlog. I'm quite excited about today. I was quite excited about yesterday too, and I really like being excited about days because I didn't feel excited about the other days. and I think the main reason is just coming home from a trip. Like when I was on the trip, I'm gonna light this candle very quick. This candle, I've been lighting it for like 2 weeks or something. I've been lighting it since I came home, every day, all day. And it does not run out. Beautiful. Oof. Beautiful. Yeah, I was quite restless when I came home, and I expected myself to be, and it was calm-ish. I'm in a bit of a rush today, so I'm like checking the time. Okay, so it's almost 12. I want to finish this by 12:20, and then I should eat something. I'll make food, clean this carpet, the things on here, and then I am going to a writing festival. Whoop, 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 whoop. I applied for a job as an event poet, and that would be sick. I've been really like loving these companies recently that you can kind of like work alongside another job. I think before I was very scared of them because I'm like, I need all the time I have, you know? And I still kind of feel that way. Like even today, spending the day at this festival, I'm like, but I have got things to do. Like I get really obsessed with my own projects, which is not a bad thing, I don't think. But also, I think I need to exist in my world, you know, like. You know, if I'm a writer and I'm an actor, I should be in the worlds of writing and acting, so it feels, so I make connections, and so I'm alive, you know, and I meet people and do things, know my communities, and I think this is very cool because the writing community is new to me. It's really been this last year that I've really delved into it. It's very interesting to watch it naturally shape, because as a child, I always wanted to be an author, and then I was like, I thought I lost it somewhere in it, but I never stopped writing, and now I find myself, you know, taking it a little bit more seriously, which is really fun. Yes, I think the biggest changes in where I'm at stem from just being home for a bit longer, and adjusting and knowing what I'm doing and where I'm at is enough. Because when I first came home, when I was in Europe, I was a traveler. Like, you know, you meet people who aren't traveling, they ask you what you're doing, and you're like, well, I'm on my 14th country or whatever, and it's like they're in their own country and they're looking at you like, what the fuck? Like, are you serious? And you kind of talk like you're gonna travel forever all the time. And I think traveling will be a big part of my life. I want it to be. But when I came home, I felt very driven in my career. And I felt that way on the trip too. It's something that follows me everywhere. I'm a little upset, like, I don't want to use the word obsessive because I think it's a negative connotation, but I love what I do and I love to put the time in, you know? So fuck yeah, pretty much. And so I still believe that, you know, but it's just now that I'm home, it's like that traveling thing was cool for a week. Like, oh, she did that, you went away, nice, you know, and then now it's like, oh, my birthday passed, and I don't know, I noticed this birthday for the first time, because I'm going into my mid-20s now instead of my early 20s. I mean, I always noticed my birthday, but it was the first time it really made me feel a bit behind, even though I really feel, I know what I'm doing. I mean, you never know what you're doing, but I trust my process, and I like what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. But nonetheless, I felt like I looked like I was behind, and I didn't know how to shape this current part of my life, and I'm still figuring that out. I really am. I think I'm at the very beginning of figuring it out, because I got a job yesterday. I'll be working at Second City, which is super cool. I did their training program. I really love the studio. I really look up to them. And I wonder if I should be saying what I'm working on YouTube. I don't know. And sorry, I need to stretch. Okay, so I feel like I should have said that. No. So, but I am. and yeah, and I got myself into acting classes again that are starting soon, and it's a studio that I really admire, that I haven't trained at for a while. And yeah, it's just that I could feel the pieces, a lot of other pieces too, but they're like, there's less to say for them, but I could see it moving, you know? So that's very cool. And yesterday I ended the day feeling like I really learned 2 things, and I just wanted to briefly talk to you about them. I guess the way I worded this here, because I did write it on a piece of paper, is very simple. And I hope I could describe it the way that it feels, because I really just wrote, trying things out, just do it. When you think something is cool, do it. And I wrote, this is being in the art, my list, in the art, and this is being around the art. And a coach I really admire called Susan Batson, her name is Susan Batson, she's a New York coach, and her slogan is always in the art. And I like to carry that with me, and I feel like I'm always in the art. I consider myself pretty interdisciplinary. I love all forms of art, and I'm always thinking about art, like literally always. So I kind of perceive myself that way. But I also am very, this leads to this, and this leads to this, so I have to do this first in this order, and I can't do this fun thing until this is done, and you know, like I do that a lot. It's on the list and it happens in the order of the list. And this actually goes into my idea, my other statement as well. But pretty much like before bed, I've been struggling to sleep a lot. Like it's like I lie there and I feel too tired to do my work, or too burned out to do my work, like the things I've been working on, my passion projects. Some of them are more tedious than others. And then I'm like, okay, watch stand-up. Like, I like comedy. I'm trying to learn how to make my own one-person play, not comedic, but that's kind of the direction I want to maybe fall into in some time. Right now it's slam poetry, but I like seeing people on the stage by themselves doing their thing. It's really inspirational to me. So I've been watching a lot of it. But then the hours pass and I'm like, God damn it, I slept only a few hours last night, and now here I am again at 5 a.m. and I'm not sleeping again, but I thought I was supposed to be tired today and sleep easily. And since I've been having pretty good days, I'm like, today was good. I should be able to sleep, because before, when I was kind of unhappy with my days, is when I was struggling a lot to sleep at first. But it's followed me because I'm still hyper. So yeah, and yesterday I asked my mom, I got an Audio Technica mic and a Focusrite, the mic's not here, it's in my room, for Christmas. And I asked for it because I did a voice acting certification program at George Brown, and I was renting one from Long and McQuaid, and they recommended I buy one. And I knew that I kind of wanted to make an album. If I was to have voice auditions, I wanted to be able to do it at home. If I want to film anything really, I like to make little videos. I could use it, but it was one of those, it was a concept, you know, like when I get there on my list, I'll do that, but it doesn't really matter right now if I do that. But I don't know what inspired me first. I guess because I've been writing a lot. Oh, I think it's because I've been writing and I've been posting it on Instagram and TikTok, and I thought that if I want to like post more on TikTok, I've been reading poetry books, and there's a lot of poems I really love, and I can recite them and share them. And I'm like, it would be sick if I use a mic that I own. So I got it, and I don't have an XLR cable, so I can use it, which is fine. I still use, like, I enjoyed my patience. Like, I was reading the like pamphlet, and I was understanding everything and watching videos and really delving into it, which I've done a few times. I've used the mic before, so I know the basics, but now I'm like getting into it more. And I think I'm really onto something, because right now my interests are acting, performance art, being on stage, in any capacity, but it stems in performance art, sharing a part of me, being in touch with my emotions, relating to a character, you know? And then there's my writing side, which is like also like sharing me, but now it's just me. It doesn't need to be within someone else, it's just me coming out there. But I have a tech side. I have a tech side that's been kind of bugging me. I talk about it a lot, I think, in my last video. Because I spend a fucking lot of time on tech, and it's something I've never understood well, and it's interesting to me that I'm learning about it. But because I never learned about it in other areas of my life, and it's not directly in what I'm pursuing, I'm like, why am I doing this? You know? But the cool thing is this has the tech element. I like to edit, and you need to not only like sound design your music. I don't know, you make that shit. It's your work. You're sharing lyrics, but it's not as personal as slam poetry, which I feel is a bit too personal. And you're performing, and it's freaking music, so that's just like amazing. I am not going to do it right now because I am in a bit of a rush, but I will definitely share my my progress. I shouldn't say definitely, because I'm not that consistent with YouTube right now, but most likely, because what I ended up doing is I learned when I got this new phone. I just got the iPhone 13 mini. I know I need to put a case on it, but I'm a little bit in a poor girl era, so I haven't done it yet. But I saw it's called, I think, Apple Music. So Apple Sings, and it's like a karaoke app where you put down a song and you rap to it. Actually, I've got 13 minutes. If I've got time to talk, I've got time to do this. So I'm not very good at staying on beat. I have never understood beat well. So I'm not really doing this without the music yet, but I'll show you the idea. I'm just gonna keep the music on it. So instead of using my mic, I'm like, what I really wanna do is, I wanted to do something that was fun for me, because watching TV is fun for me to an extent, but it's really great when you feel like you're having fun and you're learning as well, right? So, and rap is just something, since I've been going through the notes on my phone, I've been seeing it as a repetitive thought. I've been thinking about rapping for a long time, you know? tab with a synthetic sun down, 45 minutes till the shit's set, and checking for the kid. I had to chin check and big moves, and he was teaching baby lessons over here. 2-4 coming heavy like we bench pressing, and I'm doing okay. You get it, that was fun. But anyways, I'm gonna practice it. But the point of this is that you have this little button right here, and you can put it up and down. So when I get used to the rap, I can put it down, and then you rap without it. And I think it's amazing because I've been taking piano lessons, and I don't have a good grasp on beat, so it'll teach me how to learn to be on beat. And I'm really enjoying social media these days as well. I don't know if it's social media or if it's me. I think it's me actually, but social media has also made it a bit easier. Like I'm in an era where I don't give a shit. Like I could share something and it'd be bad, and who cares? My parents are still gonna love me. My friends are still gonna love me. If there's any judgment, I mean, first off, who gives a fuck about judgment? You're doing something, and but it's from the outside world, and I need to make my circle smaller anyways. So I really feel that I've got nothing to lose with playing around. But I used to be very like, if I'm playing around, especially if I'm sharing it, the world knows I'm not working, and I don't know what working looks like for me. I'm not pursuing production management, which is what I was doing before in film, so I don't need to think like that. I'm allowed to do different creative things, and the fact that I was enjoying playing around with that, and I was learning, was just a big feat for me. And I've noticed that also just about sharing online, and sharing online is not for everyone. I'm not like, if you've been thinking about sharing online once, you should do it. Like, okay, there's reasons to and reasons to not. But I know for me personally, in 2021, I was in a very private girl era. I recently graduated. I didn't really know what I was doing. I was a bit embarrassed, and COVID was still going on, and I felt very introverted, like I really didn't want to be seen. And I got off of Instagram, and I was making a lot because I had a lot of spare time for the first time in my life, and I made an editing series called Who I Am When Nobody's Watching, and I did a bunch of shit that I didn't share, and I thought that I had to be good enough to share, and I also thought that this was like a testing era to get myself ready for the era where I'm comfortable sharing, and I've entered it, which is really cool because I have a video of myself being like, I have so many YouTube videos, but blah blah blah, I don't know where to start, whatever. Like I've always made these videos to myself, not to online. So I was talking to myself like that, and it's really interesting to watch because I'm like, if I just chose one and talked about it, I could have posted it, but everything felt like I needed to know my route. I needed to know where I was going with it, and right now I've got so much freedom when it comes to YouTube because nobody is watching this, which is beautiful. Like obviously I would eventually like to be seen, but right now I'm in this playful era where I can really just say whatever I want. I'm doing it because it's fun for me and it's therapeutic to get these feelings out, and simultaneously I know that I'm sharing something that I always wanted to share, and I kind of consider myself a storyteller, so I could share, so that's kind of amazing. So that's what I meant by that. Like, it's just like, if somebody told me this 2 years ago, I would have said, I know, but I still can't do it, and I don't really know how I've begun to do it, except that I've lived long enough as a graduated person and had enough free time to be like, Kalyna, you don't need to stress anymore. You have the time to choose something that interests you before bed and just do it, or you can do this in the morning if you want to. Especially when I'm already doing it. Like, the reason why I allow myself to do this is because before I would have perceived it as, oh my god, I'm wasting time. Look, I've already filmed for 20 minutes. Look, I just spent 20 minutes talking to myself. Like, it was all about, or like, talking to others, and it's gonna get no views. Like, it was all about the fact that I was doing it to get seen. But I have built since 2021 this habit of really recording all my feelings anyways, and it's like journaling for me, except I journal too. So it's become a must in my life. So to do it, it's not always meant to be shared. Sometimes I want to talk about personal things that aren't meant for the internet. But some days I've got days like yesterday, or like I had a few days ago, where I kind of have epiphanies, and I can share it and talk about my life and what I'm experiencing without it being so personal, like without like name dropping my feelings. And a really beautiful thing about coming home as well is I'm in a really light place with all of my relationships. Like, I'm really just reforming them since I came home. So there's not a lot of pressure on me. Well, before I was kind of always worried, oh, I haven't seen this person for a while, and I don't know if I've grown past that feeling. I think I kind of just have. I've really learned to just respect the space that I need as a human. That's just how I am. But also, because before when I felt I was home, I needed to see everyone at once. And I have been seeing people, but I'm just like, dudes, you gotta respect me. I want to see people, I want to do things, but I don't want to see and do things always. I am on a mission. and I've got family, and I'm living at home now. I'm living alone. I'm living with my dad, but my dad is not here. He's probably stayed here maybe about 6 nights since I came back 3 weeks ago. I made up 6 nights, but somewhere in that range, 5, 6 nights. So I've really mostly been alone, but I'm living close to my mom. I'm closer to my grandparents. Everything is kind of easily accessible, and I've become more of a family girl, But I want to talk about one other thing that's really helped me, and I think it's helped me get to this place where I can let go. And it goes back to, again, what I spoke about in the last one. Spending a lot of time on organization, but I'm actually going to call it workshopping, because that's what my dad calls it. I mean, not always, but like if I spend 2 hours learning about different, I don't think I've ever really spent 2 hours, but I've gone to the Apple store to take workshops. I've gone just to ask questions about my MacBook. I'm curious about this stuff. I didn't know a lot about tech before. I still have a shit ton to learn. But I felt like it was a waste of time. I'm like, does everybody do this? Does everybody spend this much time thinking about this kind of shit, organizing this stuff like this? But through organizing things, I was like, if I've owned something for a long time that does not belong to me, or I don't know, just an example. My friend and I had a bet a few years ago, and I won the bet. So through winning the bet, I won his lottery tickets that he'd already scratched and won $30 on. Now I've kept these lottery tickets in a box, not wanting to throw them out, for like 4 years or something. Am I ever one day gonna wake up and say, I really need that $30, let's go to Rabba and bring in those lottery tickets? Like, probably not. It'll probably never be my first priority. But now I'm keeping it in my backpack, so when I go, I can think about it. and be like, oh, I actually have this with me. And that has really, really helped me with a bunch of things. And I'm gonna just talk about a few of them. The really basic ones is I'm still not in that, like, I don't apply for jobs online. I walk in. And I've always been like that. I like to be outside. I like to walk. I like to check out the places. And I spend a lot of time on my laptop already. And the idea of sitting there to aimlessly apply for things that you don't know if they'll reach out is really like disheartening for me. And I do apply for some jobs online, but I apply for most of them in person. I've actually always done that. So yeah, just keeping my resumes in my bag. Like yesterday I ended up walking downtown. I walked all the way downtown and I applied for jobs the entire way. And that was amazing. I just had resumes in my bag. I could just keep applying. And a few other ways it's really helped me. So my aunt, this earring right here, I bought it from, I had an earring stuck in my ear for years. Like the backing would not come out. And I had a long ass to-do list before I went on my trip of just things I would love to solve. Some of them that have been on my to-do list for years and years and years. Just things that are never important. But then I felt like I was, closing a bunch of loose ends. And one of those loose ends was I've got this fucking earring stuck in my ear. I can't take it out and the jewel has been gone for years. So I was just walking and I was like, if I run into a store, I'll stop and go. And I ran into one. And my aunt said, wow, I like your earring. I'll show it to you. It's a plain earring. But the store was amazing, so helpful. The people were so kind to me. And she's like, where'd you get it? I'm like, I don't know the name of the store, but I have this card. And I, again, forget the name of the store, but it's just off of Bathurst, I think. I don't know. It's near there. And yeah, and then she got me an anklet for my birthday. And I accidentally quickly took off my socks and I broke this anklet. And it was sad because she really liked the anklet, I really liked the anklet, but I put it in a Ziploc bag instead of keeping it in my room. I put it in my backpack and I put that card with it. I know I could have just taken a picture and sent it to her, but I don't like being on my phone that much. I know it's a 2-second thing, but anyway, it was just done. I see her, she mentions, because I'm wearing this other anklet right now, here, it's like an evil eye one, that I got, from my friend, Bradley, who came back from Bali and got this for me. So she was mentioning it, then it reminded me, I broke the anklet you got me. And then I have it in my bag, I give it to her. I'm like, amazing. How convenient was that? Now I need to remember next time. And then I've got keys. I'm a member at like this family club. And for quite a few years now, I've had these 2 keys hanging at the back of my door, of this door, at my dad's place. And one time I tried one of them and it didn't work. So I had in my head neither of them work. And every time I go there and I have to kind of sneak in or knock or go through the other door and go in and ask to rent a guest key for the day. They know I'm a member, but I still need to get one to get through the doors, or it's a card actually. And yeah, and I just recently, not recently, but I used to always lose my keys. Even at my apartment that I stayed in for the past year, it was so hard to keep my keys. Finally, near the end of the year, I bought a keychain where I can keep them all, which is very handy for me, seeing as my parents aren't together. I had my own place. I had keys left, right, and center. I had a shit ton of keys I had to do something with. So I was just like, let's take these cards, take them off. They come on like a lanyard. Take them off the lanyard, put them on my keychain, so that when I go back to this club, I can try them. And I tried them, and one of them works. But if I just freaking kept them on my door forever, I would have bought another one. So I'm like, wow, that's what cleaning your room and going through your belongings does. And then, finally, I made a book. It's called The Many Things I Love. And I love it. And I have been thinking for a long ass time, I would love to spend a day going downtown, going to small independent bookstores, and saying, hey, I have a book. Will you buy this off of me if I print a bunch? And I heard that some places do that. But I put this on my list, my to-do list, as I need a full day and I need to prioritize this. And I always have a million things that come first. Like it's like, I need to focus on acting before writing. And, I already feel like I spend so much of my time on writing, which is a beautiful thing. But I'm still first and foremost an actor girl in my mind. So when I feel like I haven't done the basics for my actor girl mind, I feel a little like, oh my God, I'm spending too much time writing, And that's something I will definitely sort out with time as I continue to discover myself and what works for me and my method and my lifestyle. But while I was walking downtown with the resumes, and also because I enjoy walking, I've been keeping my books now in my knapsack. So I pass an independent bookstore and I could just freaking walk in and say, hello, I have a book. And now what this lady said to me was that we usually take books, like independent books, but right now we have too much stock coming in and we can't. And I said, no problemo, all is good. But the thing is I went, and now I could say I tried that store, and it also just boosted my confidence, because I kind of thought, is this even a thing? Is this a thing I made up was a thing, But it is. So it's been really fun for me to get to this point with myself where I've been organized enough where these things come to me. I don't have to say I need a full day to go and do this, or I need to, whatever. These things are just here for me. And in seeing the good that has come out of these things has made me a lot more proactive in my life. It's motivated me to get to a point with myself where I feel this way. Like before, I'd be like, I should really put my sweater back on the hanger. And I'd be like, it's late, the day was long, my bed is here, But now I'm like, yes, I need to put my sweater on my hanger, because if not, I'm going to end up having to deep clean again. And I don't want to. But if I could keep things where they belong, I have changed my relationship with putting things away, because once you do it, it's done, and that's really lovely. If you don't do it, somebody's got to do it, and it's gonna be you. So fucking do it. Yeah, that's pretty much all what I have to say for right now. I am really excited to go to this writing festival. I want to go right fucking now. I'm pretty restless to go because I wanted to go earlier, but it's no problem because I'm gonna go right now. Okay, goodbye. Talk to you soon. Have a good day. Bye.